It was still there. The old factory across the street. The red brick building loomed 3 stories high, dominating this tiny, low-income corner of Idlewild. I'd been lingering on the sidewalk on the opposite side of Temperance Street, watching the locals come and go. The cold rain had soaked through my hair and clothes, but at least it had hidden my tears. Relieved that I hadn't made this trip in vain, my guard lowered for a second. Enough time to embrace the kernel of hope blooming in my chest at finding this once derelict edifice still standing. A second was all it took for my mind to drift, and for the still healing wound to rip open again and bleed my grief all over the pavement. Don't. Lowering my gaze, I studied the faded photo in my hand once more. It was the only clue that I was at the right place. There were differences, of course. According to the date artfully written on the back in a feminine script, it had been 20 years since the photo was taken. The arched windows were no longer broken. The dead grass had been restored and shorn, the crumbling brick refortified, and the missing parts of the roof had been replaced. But it was the massive basalt statue on the front lawn that had caught my attention and confirmed I'd found it. Them. Lions. 4 of them. One roaring, one hunting, one searching, and one still. Carved in the black rock were 3 words that sent a chill down my spine. Pride of Kings. I shivered and reminded myself that it was winter, and even Mississippi was cold in January. This had to be the coldest winter I could remember in a long time. I ignored the warning creeping down my spine as I surveyed the building, searching for a way in. Of course, I could just walk through the front doors and pretend I needed my car repaired, but that wouldn't get me close to the Kings. It probably wouldn't even get me in the same room as them, and it wasn't as if I could walk right up and say, "Hey, we need to talk." Their reputation preceded them, even hundreds of miles away, where their names were mentioned with the same reverence as a platinum-selling rapper or professional athlete. Except they weren't. The Kings were 4 ordinary men working ordinary blue-collar jobs, or would have been if not for their outlandish moniker. My limited funds also meant paying for repairs I didn't need wasn't an option. How much it had cost the Kings to gut and modernize the old factory to make room for the thriving mechanic shop. The outside still maintained some of its rugged appearances, blending in with the rest of the neighborhood, as if the new owners hadn't dared be caught gentrifying. A woman dressed in business attire left the building, and the sign on the door caught my eye as it swung closed behind her. It should have bothered me that I barely considered what I'd do if I actually succeeded before darting across the 2-lane street, but it didn't. This was the least reckless thing I'd done since I got that photo a week ago,